The initial plan of the project was to be a low buck build, but when you're doing something like this and you get into it, you really have to be careful because it can go out of hand really quickly. But we kept in mind that the whole point was safety first, and we decided to replace the running boards because if you remember, they had huge holes in them. We measured 40 inches of the running board was a big hole. And I am probably one of the most accident-prone people in this shop. So all the guys said I had to replace the running boards because I would eventually fall through them or at least get cut. So in the process of replacing the running boards, then of course we got into fixing the fenders so that they would stay on and attach to the running boards and things like that. But it was just minor, easy, quick repair. It wasn't replace the whole fender or change everything out. So if you decide to do a low buck build, try to maintain your budget and your plan. My dad has been helping us quite a bit on the build of this truck, especially with the transmission rebuild, but in general, he stockpiles a lot of old parts. So I went digging to customize the taillights of the truck, and we found some old taillights that we think they're about 40 years old, but they were brand new. They're 12 volts already, so they went in with our conversion really well. We painted the back of them white, and the lens was just like that in an old box I found. So while they're 40 years old, they're new to me. So if you remember when we first shot the truck, we showed that my bumper was probably used to pull out a tree. And so that required me to not only replace my rear bumper, but my bumper brackets were bent. So I got some new bumper brackets from Classic Parts, and as a joke, the boys in the shop made their own Nerf Bar because everybody was apparently cutting their pants on it. So we put this Nerf padding on here. The bumper is in the other room getting painted. It actually got painted today. The paint is drying. Another family member of mine joined in the build the truck process, and my brother contributed this draw-tight hitch for me because I'll probably tow a very small wagon behind the truck, hauling things like wood, my lawnmower when I need my dad to sharpen my blades and silly things like that. So it's a small hitch, but it bolted right up. We did change the brackets over, just flipped it a little to make it line up with my frame, but you can make a draw-tight hitch fit very easily to this old truck. If you got a good welder, it was one cut and a weld, no big deal. So that bolted up really well. It is a small receiver, but that's fine with me because this still does have the 235 motor in it. I can't tow a whole lot of weight, and I'm not going to be going very far, so the small receiver is fine for me. The doors are off the truck so that we can work on the weather stripping and the windows. You probably don't have to take the doors off, but it was easier for us. What we did was we used some 3M Super Weather Strip adhesive to glue the weather stripping on, and then we're holding it with some green tape around different spots so that the glue will dry overnight. I also have to replace the main window on my passenger door and the vent windows on both doors. They're a double pane glass and they were kind of separating and broke. So that's Nick's project, but the cool thing is what Randy did to my tailgate. Check out the shine on that Chevrolet. Well, it looks like, I think Randy painted the interior and the letters all white, the same white that was on my wheels. And then he I don't remember if he started with a particular grit of sandpaper, I think 180, and just sanded only the letters with a DA, and he's worked his way up to about 2,000, I think he said. And he brought his buffer, and we're gonna buff the letters tomorrow, and then make them all shine real pretty.